What's up YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the Undergrad Forum. Now in this video we are going to be reviewing the Lamy Safari Fountain Pen. And now if you recall from my other video, it's one of the first videos on my channel called The Benefits of Fountain Pens. You know that I love these things, and as students, heck, if we're going to be writing all the time, we might as well be enjoying it. So here, let's take a look at the Lamy Safari. I'll show you the outside, I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I'll even show you how to refill the Lamy Safari cartridge converter. So let's get right to it. Now here's the actual pen itself. I have the flat black. You can buy glossy black, you can buy white, red, yellow, and even blue. And maybe there's some other colors they have come out with in recent times that I'm not aware of. So here's the pen itself. It's made out of this thick polymer, very strong plastic. I like that. Some fountain pens feel a little fragile and weak. This thing I can throw in my pocket, I can throw in my backpack. I know nothing's gonna happen to it. Look at that thing. You can't normally do that with all pens, okay? So let's take a look. On the outside, you have this little see-through component on both sides, so you can see either you have the converter or a normal ink cartridge in there. You can know your level of ink. Here it says Lamy engraved in, as you can see. And here you have this big monstrous cap with this big humongous clip. I greatly dislike this. It looks horrible. I always use the pen like this by itself. I don't even post this thing. I mean, look at that. That just looks monstrous and ugly. But some people like it. I don't. I like more of a classic clean look. I mean, this to me looks beautiful. I just wish the cap would have been more sleek and small, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's the Safari edition, right? I don't know. Alright, so there it is on the outside, guys. On the end here you have some little plus sign. It's non-functional. And on the bottom here you have just some nothing plastic. Okay, let's take off the cap, and here is the actual nib itself. Let me see how close I can get that for you. And there you go. You can see the nib in detail, or detail, whatever you like. Okay. Big notice on Lamy nibs. The people who make the sizes are crazy. This is called, and let me double check, yep, this is a fine nib, but I'll do a little bit of writing for you, and you tell me if this is fine or not. And I'll write nice and slow so I'm not, okay? Does that look like fine to you? If you've been using fountain pens, you're going to say, no way, Jose, that looks like medium nib. And some of you may be thinking, does it really matter? Well, yes, it does, because if you're going to, because see, I like a medium nib, okay? It writes like this, it's nice and thick, it's easy to write. Fine nibs can be a little bit scratchy, and I don't like that. I want it to write fast, I want to be able to write quickly. See that? And I want not to skip. That's what I want. On a fine nib, you don't always get to do that. Fine nib is more slow movement, kind of writing in small little boxes. So if I would have bought a medium nib from Lamy, it would have been like a little bit too big for me, and I don't like that. Then your spelling ink kind of becomes like using a really big like marker almost at some point. So note to those, if you want to buy a Lamy Safari, if you want a medium nib, buy a fine. If you want to buy a fine, buy an extra fine. And if you want a big monstrosity, buy whatever you like. It's going to be one of the big ones. So there you go. It's a little bit weird how the nib is like that, so I don't like how it's like that. But fortunately, prior to purchasing this, I did look up some forums, and I found out to get the fine nib if I want a medium. So let's go ahead and open this up. It unscrews, and there's the actual Lamy Safari converter in which you can fill up the ink. So now that you know what it looks like, you know what it writes, let me show you how to refill your Lamy Safari using the converter. So this is black ink, and I'll go ahead and get a bottle of ink. This is some old ink I have. It's called Private Reserve. It's so old, there's ink kind of, well, the company is called Private Reserve. This is called, oh no, I think it's called like Velvet Black. I'm not sure though. I've spilled it so many times, but this is one of the first inks I bought, and it's great. Okay, and there's the ink. So you're wondering, how do I refill this? Okay, I'll show you. Relax, Jerry Seinfeld. Okay, so you just take your nib here, right? Okay, and you just screw down as much as you can to get all of the ink out that's in there. Okay, and then just gently kind of clean like that. Move this out of the way. Have paper so you don't ruin your desk, and just pull. That's all. Okay, we just took it out. So there it is. That's where the actual converter goes. Let me get this in focus for you. Let's see if we can. Okay, there you go. I guess that's the best I'm going to get. Okay. And then here's the actual converter itself. Normally I would take a paper towel and kind of clean this down, but for the purposes of this video, let's keep it short for you guys. So, what are you going to do? The ink's in there. This is here. How does this thing work, you may be wondering. I'll just show you. So it's like a little plunger component. As I rotate, it will pull back, as you can see. Okay, let me do it again here so it's clear. Sorry, guys. And so I'll pull back, and it pulls back this plunger, and it'll suck up the ink and hold it in there. So push it all, or twist all the way down, submerge it in the ink, okay, and then twist and pull up on the plunger. And there you go. As you can see, it's now full of ink from here to here. Easy, right? And then all you do is just put in, it's going to have a little piece of plastic sticking out that just aligns it, and that's all. Oh my god, is it that easy? Yes, and look, my hands didn't get dirty. My hands are dirty from playing around with something with my pen before making this video, sorry. And then all I do, just to make sure it's primed and ready, is to hold it and then just turn it counterclockwise until a little bit of ink, like that, drops off the nib. Give it like one of these things, and oh my god, we are done! How easy, right? And this is why you have paper with you below, and you just screw this back on. So make sure it's firm in there, and you actually do not need to like twist this. The ink will just flow down as you use it by itself. You don't need to, like, you know, after a little bit of time squeeze it down. You never. It just takes care of itself, don't worry. Now, you want to put this back on. Very important for appearance, if you care, you probably want the Lamy writing to be on the same side as the top part of the nib. So if you put it on like this and screw, it won't work. Put it upside down like that, and then start screwing, and the end result will be that the Lamy side is appropriately up for how you write. And there's a little trick I've noticed just to make it nicer. And you're back to writing, my friends. Oh no, the ink's writing a bit. Okay, but okay, that was a bit of runningness because I just refilled it. So whenever you refill, you're gonna have to just write for a little bit just to kind of get all the extra ink out. But once you're due, DocOssareh will be back and we're good to go, guys. All right. There it is. There is the Lamy Safari Fountain Pen. It's a beast. It's built to last. You can use it as far as I can think of forever. The nib is high quality. The fine writes like a medium. Don't forget, easy to refill. I would just buy the converter. You can keep the ink cartridges and like get like a syringe and needle and keep refilling it. Up to you if you want to do that. I just wasn't in the mood. There you go. And I even showed you what the Private Reserve Black Velvet looks like. Look at that, 3 things in one video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you use fountain pens or if you use the Lamy Safari, and let me know what you think. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below, share it with your friends, and as always, enjoy your studies.